Sup guys, Zeenigami here, and let's go through version 9.2, now out on the Japanese version One Piece Terror Cruise. It took us like 8 hours for the game to update, so the entire Japanese server was down for a really long time, but now version 9.2 is out. I think I said 8.2, I don't care, it's version 9.2, and let's go over the new stuff in there. So we have all this new information about the brand new bound battle, or a bond battle that is going to be coming out soon. Don't know too much about how the actual fights work, but this is what we know so far. So version 9.2 bond battles, there is going to be some new Sanji Zoro character. It looks like they're going to be a dual character. I mean, probably going to be a dual character. It's definitely a single character artwork here, so that's going to be really cool. No details about how to get them or what they do yet, but they are featured on a bond battle, at least a 5-star character, and we will hopefully be able to get them as a free-to-play character, because, you know, if they are a rare recruit, that would really suck. But I hope these guys are one of the rewards for the bond battle with 9.2. So the way this works is that there's going to be a new currency. There's going to be some early stages that we do. We're going to be doing these early stages. You'll get the bond battle tokens, or bond tokens from. You're going to have a new stamina bar. This stamina bar is separate from your treasure map and your regular stamina bar. You cannot refill them with rainbow gems, and you must use secret medicine, which is a new item, in order to refill it. So that part concerns me a little bit. Not sure how we're getting the secret medicine. If they make it so that way you can like purchase it with gems or money, that would kind of suck, because that would make this very pay to win. But depending on how they give us the secret medicine, it's also possibly just makes it so everyone is like on a very even playing field for how many runs you're allowed to do. But there's going to be a new stamina bar. Not sure also if this is going to be stuck at 100 or is going to go up and down based off of your pirate level, like regular stamina or like treasure map stamina. So it's going to be a new stamina bar called Bond Power. So you're going to use your Bond Power, which you refill using secret medicine, to do these early quests. These early quests are going to give you boss tokens. These boss tokens you use to fight boss stages. These boss stages will give you new purple tickets. These purple tickets you will use to do pulls for new characters. So you can do pulls 1 at a time or 10 at a time for new rewards. I'm going to skip this right here to go down to the rewards page. It's going to show you a list of rewards here. As a community, we are speculating that this might be a checklist, so as you do pulls, it'll kind of cross it off so you can't pull the same chest twice, which would be very nice, so you don't get duplicate rewards. But it does look like the rewards are randomized and not like the Rayleigh shop or blue ticket shop where you're buying them 1 at a time. But you will get to use your purple tickets to do pulls for some kind of reward here. And there's going to be different types of rewards that we can filter down. You can either do a single or a multi-pull based on the rewards. Now, as far as the actual boss fights go, so once you get to the boss fight, this is going to be very similar to a treasure map fight, in that every time you beat them, the difficulty will go up. So you can see here, it starts with 10 million and goes to 10,300,000 at level 2. Don't think those numbers are, I mean, these numbers are not staying like that. Not sure also if this means that it's going to change from a dex boss to a purple boss. By leveling from level 1 to level 2, but things are going to change, just like the treasure map. Every time you beat a stage, the difficulty is going to go up, and some things are going to change about that boss fight. Now, interestingly enough, if you lose a boss fight, so you paid your currency to do the boss fight, you lose the boss fight, what you can do is request that one of your friends beats the boss fight for you. And this is very interesting, because if your friend beats that boss fight for you, he and you both get purple tickets as a reward. So you want to add those really high level pirate friends. Those friends want you to lose, so that way they'll ask you to help them to beat it, so that way you both get rewards. It's gotta be interesting if it's better to just like lose stages, just so that way you like just have someone lose stages and have someone carry you all the way through, because then you basically double the rewards you get for unlocking a boss 1 time. If that works like that, that's gonna be cool. And those high level players really can just like power you through a lot of stages. And hey, you know, I'm saying my friends list has some place on the Japanese version if you want to play. Or you want me to carry you. I'm down for carrying people through this event. This right here has nothing to do with bond battles. This is the information about the treasure map badge. So if you're in the New World and you only get badges from New World when you're placing at least in the top 5,000, not sure if 5 to 10,000 has badges with it, but at least the top 5,000 will have a badge associated with it. And it says down here, your badge is awarded based off the previous treasure map. Not sure if that means you don't get to keep your highest. So let's say you place like 3rd place in the treasure map in New World this time. Next time you place like 100th. I don't know if that means you just get the 100th, because I think you should just get the highest badge that you've ever gotten. And I assume that these go next to your name somewhere on your friends list, that way people can see like, hey, Zeenigami with like your whatever placement badge that goes there. That's why I assume the badges will go. And I think that the badges should represent your highest placement, not your previous placement, but it says here this is based off of your previous treasure map ranking position. So we'll see about that. I think if you grind hard to get to top 10, you should permanently keep that top 10 badge, because you have to work hard for that. There are new filters, and we're going to go over the new filters in a lot of detail. And this down here is all just information about bond battles. So there's a new stamina system called Bond Power for bond battles that are used instead of normal stamina. You cannot use rainbow gems for them. You'll use Bond Power to get boss coins. Use those boss coins to fight boss battles. You beat those boss battles to get treasure vouchers. Boss battles level up just like in treasure map. And if you cannot beat a boss battle, you can ask a friend and you exchange those treasure vouchers for luxurious rewards. Now, going over the new filters, if you go over to your box space and you go over to the second tab over here on filters that has the type and the class, you scroll down even more and you will see this new tab down here that has all of these special filters. Now, I'm actually going to start from the bottom up. I did make a post on Reddit and I'll link that in the video description down below, but I will go over all of them. This 8th tab down here is all of your other specials. So this starts with healing specials, and you click on that and it sorts by all your healing specials. Recovery boosters, delayers, resilience specials, defense reducers, poison, people who poison, instant defeat specials, so that's like Shiryu and Garp. End of turn damage dealers, which is strange that end of turn is down here, but that's fine. Special cooldown reducers and following turn specials like Legend Sabo. Next tab from the bottom is enemy buff reducers. So this reduces enemy increased defense buff, percent damage buff, damage negation buff, end of turn damage, damage special end of turn, blah blah blah. Enemy resilience buff and enemy barrier reduction. Next tab, the 6th tab, is bind reducer, despair reducer, paralysis reducer, silence reducers, burn reducers, increased damage taken reducers, attack down reducers, chain coefficient reduction, chain multiplier limit reduction, poison reducers, recovery bind, recovery down, and blindness removers. Small tab right here on the 5th one is regular orb manipulators, block orb manipulators, and orb consumers. And orb consumers are people who say like remove all your blank orbs and do something with it. Like Kid says remove all strength orbs, deals damage, remove all block orbs for Olympus, that kind of thing. These filters, important to note that these filters are AND filters. So if you have multiples selected, they have to be all of the above. They're not, you cannot select an OR. So you can't say like I want a, like I can't go down to here and say I want a bind reducer or a despair reducer. This is a bind and despair reducer, and it will only show bind and despair reducers. There's no option to change that. These are always A and B and C and D and so on and so forth. So you can't choose like I want characters who do any of these things. It must be characters that do all of these things for whichever things you select. So for example, if I choose regular orb manipulator and block orb manipulators, Raid Boss Arlong is not on here because Raid Boss Arlong only manipulates block orbs. So you see Raid Boss Arlong is here for that one, but he is not here for both because he is He only manipulates block orbs. Next up, fourth tab is orb blockers, beneficial orb enablers, orb chance boosters, and orb swappers. Third tab is percent damage specials. That's specials that reduce damage by a percentage, damage threshold specials, and damage negating specials. Second tab are all of your damage boosters, so attack boost, orb boost, conditional attack based off a delay, conditional attack on defense down, conditional attack on poison, affinity boosters, tap timing adders, chain lockers, and chain boosters. And finally, we get to the first tab. And the reason we're ending with this is this first tab are damage dealing specials, and they are an absolute mess. All the other tabs work great. Like, all the other tabs make sense. If you search for an attack booster, an orb booster, things work pretty well. But once you get to the damage dealing tab, this first filter is characters who deal damage based off of their attack or a damage range. When I mean by damage range, it's Monster Chopper. Monster Chopper just deals damage, heavy strength damage, just in a range of damage is what Monster Chopper does. Characters that deal like Luffy, who deals 40 times his attack damage, these are the kind of filters you'll have here. And then you have fixed damage dealers. Fixed damage dealers like Stronghold Luffy, Moria, 300 times 300 damage. Then you have barrier penetrating specials, and things start getting really weird here. Barrier penetrating specials, but only barrier penetrating specials that deal either based off of attack or fixed damage. Health cutting barrier penetration specials, such as Legend Blackbeard, isn't here. We have Coliseum Luffy, who is 20% health cut. He's not here. Then we go down to other damaging specials, and this has things like Dofi, which obviously makes sense. It's kind of hard to categorize how Dofi's special is dealt. But we have Elizabello here, and Elizabello's special either goes off of his attack value or turn-based, but it's also based off his attack value, which gets weird. And then Kid is depending on the number of orbs removed. He deals damage based off of that. Then we have health cutters. Makes sense. Health cutting straightforward, right? We got our Blackbeard here. Oh, I'm sorry. Blackbeard's not a health cutter. See, this is when things get really sloppy. Blackbeard is not a health cutter. Whitebeard's a health cutter. Coliseum Luffy still isn't a health cutter. Because the last one is health cutters that are also barrier penetrating specials. There is a specific filter for health cutting barrier penetrating specials, like Blackbeard and Coliseum Luffy. But it doesn't make sense to me because you have a barrier penetrating special here, a health cutting special here, and you could just turn both of those on to look for it, but when you turn both of those on, you get Coliseum Brook, whose special deals fixed or deals barrier penetrating special, and then has an end of turn health cut to it. So these filters get all weird. Like, if you want to look for, if you turn on this attack damage one and basically anything else, you're not gonna find anyone, because these are all really weird. You will get Elizabello because he's a multi-stage special, which means he shows up in some weird places. These are multi-stage special that show up in weird places. They're either based off of or this is conditional, so it either deals damage based off his attack or does a health cut, so I guess that sort of makes sense. And nothing here. So this first filter is really, really weird, man. Like, I don't know when I'll ever use that and actually try to find someone who deals damage, because this makes you miss out on a lot of characters. Because there are no health cutters here in this one, that special that deals damage. There's no one who uses fixed damage, is not a damage dealer. So this first filter is just really awkward. And then health cutters only give you some health cutters, because health cutters don't give you health cutters that also barrier penetrate, and you can't possibly look for health cutters who are health cutters and barrier penetrating because there's no or filter on these. Doesn't work. What I'm saying with the damage dealing filters is Bandai really needs to fix that. It is awkward, it is hard to find characters, and oftentimes you'll actually be missing out on characters when you sort by one of these because the character can be categorized as two different things and they won't show up as a barrier penetrating. Also, this Garp, we're pretty sure is a fixed damage dealer. Even though he doesn't say fixed damage, we're pretty sure we tested it and he deals fixed damage. We're gonna have to test it again to make sure or not. Because he should be a barrier penetrating fixed damage dealer, and I'm willing to bet that since he's barrier penetrating fixed damage, you're putting him in like weird places. No, because we have other barrier penetrating fixed damage dealers here. I don't know. It's really weird. All the other filters work great. They're all very, very, very good, except for whenever you go to the damage dealing filters, which is just doesn't make sense. There are just so many of these filters that just don't work right when you're looking for characters. All the rest, top notch. But there should be a filter just like this one right here that lets you choose. Do I want to pick the A, B, or C, or A, B, and C? I think that right here should go right here to give you that and an or filter so we can decide, do I want all of these or all of these, or all of these and all of these? That should be there as well. Overall, good first step. Needs some work. Now, something else that's finally in the game, finally with 9.2, is the ability to go back to the stage that you were on. I'm going to keep going over to here and keep clicking on adventure mode because I'm going to, or extra islands, because I have built up this habit now. But let's say you're in the middle of a coliseum. And then you go over to your team to edit it. So you're in the middle of Coliseum, you edit your team. You'll now notice that the back button is slightly different, and that will take you back to Coliseum. There you go. So nice. That actually will save me minutes of my life every time I do that, because that is going to be very, very nice. Just be able to go back to this island right here. So thank goodness. You can see here, this is the new this is the new adventure mode. That they're gonna have the bond battle right there as a fourth button. And something that Bandai still hasn't fixed is that the treasure map still doesn't let us go to the blue ticket shop as soon as the treasure map countdown begins. Like, there's no way to go to blue ticket shop once this countdown begins. We can see all those, but if I want to buy something with my blue tickets, I can't spend them because it's too busy showing us the preview for the next stage. Bandai really should give us a button that lets me go to the treasure map. I mean, the blue ticket shop. Right there. Blue ticket shop. Right there, please. Come on. That's most of the updates for version 9.2, guys. Good stuff. The treasure map for Weevil is about to begin in just 3 days. I will be doing Sugavest pulls. There's also a free pull that we're going to get every day for the next few days. Those should give you a chance at treasure map and legends as well. So fingers crossed if you get any of those. And there is a limited time 3-run island. There's a 5 stamina and a 10 stamina island that you can do that will give you a bunch of limit break potions if you want to do that. I'll be putting my treasure map pulls, my free pull, and my friend point turtle pulls in a second video after this. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Version 9.2 coming up, and bond battles are going to be fun. Y'all stay beautiful.